Welcome to episode 224 of the Blathering Live. I'm Ken Napzok, live here on a Thursday night. Live. And, we got a great show planned. Well, I don't know if it's planned. We're here, and we got some wonderful planned guests. The horror hoes are here. Normally, I try to say that really carefully, but that's right where we're at. The horror whores. That sounds like I'm saying some poem. Anyways, Darina, April, they're here to invade Halloween with us. Our celebration of spooky season rolls on. I don't have any candy here today. That's okay. That's a good thing. I've eaten like a pig this week. But I'm excited to have them on. You know, Darina. Dorina, as I like to sing and annoy her, but she doesn't say anything about it. Friend of the show, former guest of the show, and guested pretty much on all things I've done in different forms or another. She'll be here, but I don't know April. I'm excited. I've never had the chance to meet April, or at least with like my full knowledge. I sometimes have that problem where I meet someone 6 times, and on the 7th time, I'm like, hi, my name's Ken, and they get really angry with me. I don't think I've met April before. I'm excited. That's at the bottom of the hour. The bottom of the hour. Steve, producer Steve, get him in there. All right, yeah, just because, look, the night we met, Darina was there. Darina was there, but I met 60 people.
Of course. No, and I don't blame her at all if she doesn't remember me. It's just you that I give shit for that. Just because,
it's because you have
had so many good food talks.
What did we talk about?
We had a lot of good food talks because, like, when you only knew me by my gamer tag when we would watch on Twitch and stuff. So I was always on Skooma Buster. I was always the guy who brought in the food talks to those Battlefront streams, those Red Dead streams.
It was you. It was you all along. It was no Ray. It was you
pulling the strings.
You know what I did this week? I don't like reaction videos. I don't like reaction content. But I got to tell you, I understand why it works. Okay. And this week, I got onto an algorithm of watching people. It was it wasn't like one reaction channel. It was like a compilation of reactors watching Field of Dreams for the first time. And I don't know how it popped up. I don't know how it popped up. And it's impossible not to cry when other people are crying. So the first clip, it's when Ray Liotta says that as Shoeless Joe, no, Ray, it was you, and he looks off, and then there's Ray Kinsilla's father, John, and the first girl up, and she's just like, and I'm in my bed just like, and I've seen the movie 200 times, and I love the movie. Right. It was a weird emotional purge, and I watched like 3 of these videos. Am I wrong? Am I off base?
No, I've gone down the similar rabbit hole. I've done the same thing with some. It's weird too, because a lot of the reactions are like, most of them are about the newer movies, but there are these you come across the algorithm like first time watching Lord of the Rings, first time watching Titanic, like all this random shit. I'm just like, I don't believe you. You're 30 years old. I think you've seen Return of the King once or twice. I think you saw Titanic because you had Leo's poster all over your wall, like as a kid. Like we know, like this isn't. But anyway. But Field of Dreams might be a good one because that's more of like a, if you weren't there for it, if it wasn't of your time, you go back, revisit it, sort of thing. Yeah, but no, you're human, Ken. That means you're human.
Okay, that means I'm human. It's just because I wanted to feel, you know what I mean? Like it's like I've just been so stressed and worried, and that's just my own life. And then you look at the world, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, I just was like, can I even have proper emotions? Let me figure it out.
I did that with the series finale to Rebels. I cried during the series finales to Rebels just because I was watching it like 1:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning, like late at night by myself. And I was just like, I was in a bad place at that time. I just was so desperate to feel something. And I was just like, just let it out. I'm just going to use this to let it out. And it felt good, Ken. It felt damn good.
I think that's how people start doing heroin. I think that's what it's about. I just wanted to feel, like I could fly. They've got where did Laser Bolts? I like Laser Bolts thumbnail pitch. 50-year-old sci-fi fan watches Star Wars for the first time. Like this, I'll do the music ones too.
Yeah,
and there's a whole genre, and I'm just gonna say it. The entire genre is young black person watches old white person's music for the first time. It's a whole genre, and I dig it. I go for it. I watch it, and it is amazing to see Phil Collins get that much love, which he deserves. Oh, Rad says, want to feel pain? Watch reaction vids to hold the door. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I felt that pain naturally the first time I saw it. But that is one of those. Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's like one of the more modern ones where it's just like we all kind of were experiencing that around the same time. So I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy like not, I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but I had like a weird curiosity around it, like how other people reacted to like certain moments, like Luke showing up in Mando season 2
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I found it like
Mhm.
just it showed up on the algorithm, and I was just kind of drawn to it. It wasn't really something that I like was sought out like seeking.
You don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to feel guilty about it. I
Feel dirty
rail
about it.
on reaction channels, but I don't think it's for. I don't think it's for that. I get it. I get it. I just think it became something, and it was as someone who was forced to do them. It's definitely I felt manufactured, but I get it's a true gather around the water cooler we don't have anymore.
Right.
And there's a lot of communities around these channels. I don't want to go too far down a Mark Maron bitter path. Just like, yeah, I just hate them. I just, they're very successful. I'm against too much of you're making your entire art just watching other people's art. And it's just weird,
Right.
but also game streaming's kind of like that. But I think that can be turned into a show where we're just, you and I are talking food while I'm getting killed on Battlefront 2 15 times. Yeah.
We made it work.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think there's the way that the world has gotten bigger and smaller at the same time with all of our social media, digital transformation age, blah 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 blah. The idea that because we're not sitting in movie theaters as much together anymore, and I know that plenty of people say, "Oh, I still go to the movies." I know you do, but like
Right.
a lot of people don't anymore, right? It's not the social experience that it used to be, and so I think that those experiences of doing the reaction type videos online or just having those kind of communities, people enjoy that. Like I get on a Discord server with the boys and we'll watch a movie, because we live in 6 different states or whatever, and that's kind of like the only way that we can kind of hang out in that sense, in that space. Yeah, it's fun. We get together on we get on Discord. Someone shares their screen that's showing the movie. It's usually me.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there playing FIFA or Battlefront or whatever, right? While we're on the second screen. So that's like our way of being able to bond. In our 30s now that our social lives are pretty dried up. So, and we all live so far apart. So it's this, but that YouTube niche I think is feeding a little bit of that, right? The idea that we can kind of, especially if. For me, Star Wars is a big part of that, Ken, and that's especially and consuming a lot of the, like Force Center and stuff like that, because a lot of my friend group, I'm the Star Wars guy. Like that's it. I don't have like a buddy to like nerd out with about Star Wars kind of in my close knit friend group. So I sought that out on those online communities, on YouTube and podcasts, Force Center, stuff like that, right? Because that's where I could kind of feel at home doing that, going to Celebration in 2019 and having like one of the greatest weekends of my life. So I think that's where that kind of
then you
people
met
have
me.
that at home. Yeah, well, yeah.
I totally get it. I mean, I was, I'll always give credit to Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro and those with the AfterBuzz model and the popcorn talk, and they weren't necessarily, they were among the first. They weren't necessarily the first, but they were first to kind of market it in the sense of it's an after show for the shows because you want to go rush to talk to someone about it. And we don't have that ability as much, and it was even before the pandemic. All right, we're getting deep on it. The important thing is, I bawled my eyes out, and then I just went down. I just sought out clips of. I didn't want to put on Field of Dreams. I just sat down in bed and watched clips of Moonlight Graham. Should be turning handsprings in a week, and or whatever he says, and then I just cried naturally. I just cried. That's all I did. That's what my point is, Steve. I cried.
Sometimes we just need to feel something, and that's
right.
good. Whether it's watching the series finale of Rebels or watching you watch other people watch Field of Dreams.
Yeah, and I was watching a clip of Mark Maron explaining his feud with Jon Stewart, which is still ongoing. They've never thawed, but Mark admitted he's like, I was just jealous. I think I'm jealous of the financial security many reactors have that I don't have. Where I feel I put things in the world when they just watch things in the world. But then I just become bitter. If you're just joining us, this is the Blathering Live. That's producer Steve hanging out with me. I'm Ken. And at the bottom of the hour, the horror hose will be here. Dorina and April are joining to talk just Halloween. I have questions for them. Nothing planned, Steve. I want to figure out where they first realized getting scared was something of of value to their souls, where I realized this has no value to me.
I'm
right.
with you on that. I'm excited to hear that as well, because I'm on the don't get horror like either. I think I've maybe paid to see 1 or 2 horror movies in my whole life because I'm a huge wuss. I don't like getting scared.
Yep.
I don't like jump scares. I don't like scary movies necessarily. It's not that I don't like them. I don't seek them out. You know, and I definitely want to watch them in a big social setting. I'm not going to sit in my room and watch a horror movie all by myself.
I was scared last night. There was some noise outside me and the Chihuahua to do it. So yeah, the horror hose will be here in about 15 minutes. Welcome to John Get Bent. Sup, ho eggs. Feel like I haven't seen Ken around much since Screen Junkies days. I had no idea he had a channel. John, I'm glad you're here. Sorry. I've been broadcasting probably 7 days a week since 2016. So I am glad you're here. Join up, watch the show, hang out. We got a super chat from Malcolm I want to talk to all of us about. My buddy Mike Fink is here. Hi, Mike. Says, how are we feeling about Trump meeting Putin again? So here's the thing. This is where I kind of want to talk about. The news is so, we say almost every week and have for the last, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 years, Steve. The news is overwhelming. The news is overwhelming. This week, for some reason, because maybe other things go in my life, it's so overwhelming. I wasn't even sure. I don't think I heard that, that Trump's meeting Putin again, that he feels he's now the great peacemaker and has brought safety and security to the land that he's going to go meet with Vladimir anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. I want, as someone with Ukrainian blood coursing through my veins, yes, I don't even want to say I want to give him credit. Just like go do what you need to do and make peace with your, oligarchy-fueled buddy there. But I didn't know that.
Well, don't worry, Ken, because that meeting is going to be buoyed by peace negotiator and third wheel Viktor Orban of Hungary. So don't worry. I'm sure that means everything's going to be just fine, since it won't be just Trump and Putin. It's Trump, Putin, and Orban. The meeting was supposed to, I think, is going to be in Budapest or in Hungary. Yeah, that's what they're talking about, is a continuation of the stuff in Alaska. And Trump said Putin saw some B-52s and it scared the shit out of him in Alaska, and everything's going to be okay, Ken.
Oh, I haven't worked in foreign affairs, and I'm not an ambassador to any kind. Why is Zelensky not at these things?
Why would Zelensky have to go to these things? Are you kidding me? Why?
But it's a peace talk for his own goddamn country.
Well, he's too busy. He's busy fighting the actual war. Can you see? He has to actually do stuff. The rest of these guys are just doing the posturing and the proverbial kind of dick flag waving all over the world, really. But no, we've talked about this before. Ukraine's not. They're not really at the table in these talks, obviously. Well, I mean, Zelensky's, I think, here in the U.S. actually this week, or is supposed to be soon, to ask Trump for tomahawks that can hit Russia. And so I think that's part of the timing of all of this. So it's a weird, it is the weirdest love triangle in the world.
It is. And I always have thought, and I'm not alone, but like, I do think World War III goes through Kyiv if we have it at all, more than other places in the world. But I don't want that. I'm not rooting for it. Like, I can't wait for the documentaries. Like, I don't want that. But that stuff got it. Just okay. Can we publicly asking? Can we get the missiles to attack their capital like that? And then they're going to be like, well, we've got them. Like, now can we all just? Maybe we should just sit down and have a buffet. Maybe peace talks should be happening at a Golden Corral. No one gets angry at a Golden Corral.
Yeah, nobody gets angry about Golden Corral. That's been a controversy-free establishment for the last few weeks or months.
Like a Waffle House.
Yeah, and I mean, don't worry. If it's not Kyiv, like Mike notices in chat, we're also going to war with Venezuela, apparently, or just, covert actions, both blowing up boats in the Caribbean, and just also Trump just says we're doing covert things in Venezuela. I don't know what that means. Yeah. I'm not sure the president knows what that means, but we're doing something.
Yeah, no, you were blowing up, boats randomly, and then the military with the admiral in charge of that kind of portfolio in the vertical military setup is like, this ain't good. I'm going to retire. I'm good. Like, none of that good. None of that good. None of that good.
Yeah, he's been at the job for a year. He's like, I'm good. So yeah, no, things seem to be going great. And then all the reportings. There's only one news organization left at the Pentagon, of course, the very reputable America One owned news network, whatever the hell it is. OANN, the one that I think was even too much for the pillow guy, Mike Lindell. So yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the only reporting you're gonna get out of the Pentagon now.
One of my greatest regrets in life is I do have one of his chillos or whatever that. What is his fucking pillows called?
My Pillow.
My Pillow. I have one of those. I don't have it anymore. Also, I happy to report, complete bunk. Did not work. Did not chill. Did not do anything. Friend got it for
like a cold pillow.
It's a cold pillow, and I am a hot sleeper, Steve. I'm a hot sleeper, Steven. So a friend got it for me. He was like, "Hey," and then we both were angry that it was called My Pillow when it should have been called Chillo. Like we're like, that's when the word play should take place.
Yeah, right. Well, surprise, surprise, it didn't work. What are you gonna do?
Bottom of the hour, the horror hose,
right?
The hose will be here
when they're hose. I think there's a big difference there, Ken. I don't know. Is there?
Yeah, no, I
think there is. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I didn't need.
I just don't know if I'm one to say. I don't know if I have the authority there to level that. When I might have to ask.
Yes. Thank you for the super chats. David McKay, check it in. That's motivation. Chris, check it in. Put on your red shoes and dance, because I made a reference to Let's Dance. Chris texted me today. We share 90s rock information, love, whatever you want to call it. And you know the band Sister Hazel from 1993, Steve?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They still have the same lineup. They've never changed their lineup. And I said, it's because you can't change perfection. 1993. Super chat coming from Malcolm Montero. Thank you, Malcolm, for this generous super chat. Says, hey, Ken, I know you're not an R&B neo-soul guy, but I wanted to ask if you had any thoughts on the passing of D'Angelo, especially given his soundtrack contributions to your favorite movie, Red Dead Redemption 2. I got to be honest, didn't know he contributed to it. I don't own the soundtrack. I definitely cried to it. Did not know that, so I'm going to take a deep dive into that. No, he passed away too young, 51, and that kind of, you hit that age, it only gets worse and worse and worse, where you look around and you're the last one standing. And my security director day, let's get really dark. My security director days at the Farmers Market 3rd and Fairfax, famous location in Hollywood, but it's where a lot of people will go and hang. And you would see the same groups of like old guys having breakfast, right? I was there for 4 years. And from the beginning to like the end, there were certain groups where you just saw them getting whittled down. And it was really kind of somber and sad, and just mortality playing out in front of you, one cup of coffee at a time. And I'm 50 in April, and it's game on. And there's tragedies that happen earlier, and people get cancer earlier, all that kind of stuff. But like it's I'm sorry, I'm getting text here.
It's okay. The equivalent I have for that, Ken, is looking at my Steam friends list and seeing last online 6 years ago, last online 7 years ago,
Yes.
So it's either like, oh, that kid got married and had kids. It's like, well, I'm convinced some of these people just either lost in COVID or just gone forever. And you get really sad when you look down your phone. So that's my early 30s, like quarter life crisis version of that. Yeah.
And I was watching Rhett from Rhett and Link. I think it's about 48. Just he's got like heart procedures going on. There's someone I knew who passed away at 49, and people are pointing out Ace Frehley of Kiss passed away today, 74. Complicated feelings. Peter Criss is my favorite member of Kiss. I loved Ace. Ace did kind of shit on his own legacy, probably many times, but he just did become one of those crusty old mega heads at some point. So I respect what Ace Frehley did. I'm one of the ones that currently can't separate any mega bullshit for the last couple years of his life, but I know he means a lot to a lot of people. I got a lot of Kiss fans, and I'm a Kiss fan. I've seen Kiss in concert. Like, I dressed up as Peter Criss, but also with Diane Keaton passing last week, D'Angelo 51, Ace 74. Like these names, that you grew up with. Now when they fade away, you kind of look and you're like, oh, I'm next in line to the grocery store of death, aren't I? Like, it's happening.
Grocery store. Between the grocery store of death and mortality, one cup of coffee at a time, you're crushing it today. The darkness is bringing the writing out of you, Ken.
See, that's why I needed to accidentally take a nap and wake up at 4:48 and go My hair. I'm a dapper dad, man. I gotta do a show tonight. Like, that would be the worst. I invite Dorina, because, Dorina humors me by coming on my little shows. She knows she's big time, and that I don't need, I need the help more than her. And I was like, that'd be great if I slept through it. And she showed up. She's like, that the one white dude I gave my time to is gone. It's gone. So the horror hoes are going to be here at the bottom of the hour, and we'll get them here in a couple of minutes. Svetnik saying, it's crazy that a member of Kiss is dead. Chris is here. Fraley's comment is a 100% band name. New York Groove from his Kiss solo album, which is technically, I think it's a cover. It's a great song. Absolutely great song. So, I can live in the complications. I can, especially when it comes to music. Me as an Oasis fan, I've said this before, Steve, I want them to be assholes. And Noel has said things on stage where I'm like, you fucking twat. Like, what are you saying? Like, but this is what I want from you. Like, this is what I want. Luckily, I think Liam is accidentally more progressive than he knows, which is, I'm just going to take it. And then Jared, the Time Pilot, said, I didn't know he was an ass later in his years. I think there's just a whole, you get money and you get fame and you get old, and the world changes rapidly around you, and you just kind of live in that. Like, someone was asking me today about Jay Leno. Like, I've been around Jay at Flappers. I've hosted a show for him. Nicest fucking dude, man. Like, dude's nice. Dude's so nice. He doesn't get that everything else around him has changed, and that his old way of looking at things is not viewed as correct. But when you deal with him one-on-one, it's like, it's hard. I'm sure Ace one-on-one, unless your name was Gene Simmons, was probably nice to deal with.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think money and age, it's like two of the things in that Venn diagram there. It's like once you acquire those two things, you kind of insulate yourself from just the problems of the outside world. You see this a lot with, your upper middle class suburban folks who are just, they vote for Trump because he said lower taxes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's almost like a sliver of that.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But yeah, anyways, wrapping up the news discussion to Mike Fink's question. Yeah, I and you got No Kings on Saturday. But it's just, the reporters being pulled out of the Pentagon. You got, a comedian being arrested for singing an ICE song to ICE, and that was his crime. Like, that's shit you read in a book about 1914, empire about to fall countries. Like, it's not, and it's just to see it. I just don't have the hot take on it this week, and I don't want to yell about it because that's not a solution for me in this moment. So I'm just gonna have more chocolate tonight, Steve. And I'll be back at it tomorrow.
More chocolate is good. Just make sure none of our group chats get leaked or anything. Okay. The last thing we didn't even oh my god, we didn't even fucking talk about that. Or oh my god, or the one dude that's like on a Zoom call for in the elected official's office. Oh, thank goodness. I just have the Razor Crest in the background. Not that's BB-8 too. Okay.
It's a pagan symbol of peace. Oh my God!
And then JD Vance caped up for him afterwards. Boys will be boys, Ken.
Boys will okay. Now
24-year-old boys will be.
I'm glad you brought up the couch fucker, because he gets up there and he does when the story broke. Young Republicans, kids telegram leaked or whatever it was. It was framed to me like a bunch of 15-year-olds at summer camp.
Right.
These are like working bee people. These are like adults.
They're 30-year-olds.
Yeah,
I bet some of them have mortgages, for God's sakes. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Mike Joyce in chat's right. They were just 36-year-old kids. They haven't learned. They haven't learned yet. Yeah, no, absolute batshit insanity. But the only thing I'll say that I really like about it is one more example. Not that this ever works, but it's one more example that when someone says to you, you shouldn't call them Nazis. All right. You shouldn't do that. And 10 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I get your point. But now I can go like, oh, you mean the Nazis?
Right. Yeah.
The ones flying the flags? Those guys? Clean up your own house.
If it quacks like a duck, it swims like a duck. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it a Nazi. It's just how it is.
Speaking of cleaning up your own house, Steve, I think we're going to bring our guests on, which means I think because of StreamYard, the way it's set up, I was very frustrated before the show. I can't. You might just be in the background. Are you gonna be okay with that?
I'll be here when you need me, Ken.
Okay.
I'll be here when you need me.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. I am so happy to bring these next two fine witches onto the show. They're fine people, good people on all sides of witchery. It's not what it's called. You, as I said at the top of the show, folks, you know my friend Darina. She's been on pretty much every show I've had. I joke, I kid. She's one of my favorite folks. She also treated me to the best friend date I've ever had in a long time because I got to stand within 2 feet of Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, and Michael McKean. I'm so lucky for that. She is the key, the queen of getting you behind the red carpet or the purple rope or she sneaks you in to VIP places you don't belong. But she has this great brand going on right now called the Horror Hose, and I don't really know April. And I'm excited to meet people online here. I don't know, though. I don't know. Dorita, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hola, mijo. ¿Cómo están? Hey.
Bien.
Ho, ho.
¿Y tú?
Bien, gracias. Aquí, mi amigo, con mi amiga,
God,
April.
Amy.
Hi, Ken. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Now, I want to be clear here. April, have we ever accidentally met each other before? And I just don't remember because I'm an asshole.
I feel like maybe at like a taco crawl is possible.
Maybe a taco crawl.
Maybe the little hangs I.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If April met me at a taco crawl, she's like, Dorina, why do you keep inviting your pudgy white dude friends to sit in the corner and eat 19 tacos?
Because I do charity every year.
But then I'm also on the other side, on the other corner, eating 20 tacos.
That's true.
Wow. Now it's a competition. We're celebrating spooky season here, which I'm going to start right there. You and your brand, the two of you and your brand, is beyond just Halloween. It is a celebration of horror films, the genre, the lifestyle, the whole thing. I'll let you all explain that. But I do want to start simply with spooky season. April, does that phrase excite you, make you happy, or do you go like, no, that's amateur hour?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never thought about it, but yeah, I don't really call it spooky season, but I don't have anything against it. I'm just like, it's fucking October. Let's go.
She actually calls it Cocktober. No, I'm kidding.
Cocktober? I like that. I respect that.
It's better than spooky season. It sounds better than spooky season.
Me and my friend Joel, my friend Joel created the term cock taco for hot dogs, and I've stuck with it all my life. But Dorina, I would guess maybe you roll your eyes a little bit at it.
Of course. I mean, and it's funny because you called our little thing a brand, and I'm already like that whole concept of a brand already makes me, a little bit.
Okay.
I don't like it, but I know what you're saying, and I appreciate it. But it's all spooky season has become a whole thing about consumerism, right? Like we used to have a 2-month Christmas celebration that I would hibernate from, and then capitalists realized, we can sell shit to the horror demographic as well. So it's become like I'm not mad at Halloween becoming another 2 months as well. We are very happy about that.
Hell yeah.
But it is the spooky season thing is all about, pumpkin spice and yes.
Point taken. And I don't like, no, you know what you're describing? You're describing me in about 1998 when I was in rock radio and the world's biggest Sarah McLachlan fan and Lilith Fair happened. And I was like, oh, now you all are on board.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. It happens, man.
Get off my lawn, them kids.
Right. Exactly.
But I think you both have the right attitude. Let's get in here and celebrate it here. I did want to start here, April, again, because I don't have the pleasure of knowing you in person yet. I'll make a taco crawl. We'll get there. But when was the point that you realized being scared was something of great value to you, as opposed to me, who peed his pants at a slumber party during a viewing of Silver Bullet?
Oh, man. That's so sad. That's like, it's not sad. It's just like, fuck. I started watching horror movies really early on because I grew up here in Hollywood, and my parents would take my sister and I down Hollywood Boulevard, and we would frequent the Cinerama Dome, the Chinese Theater, all these theaters, and they did not care about ratings. So I started watching horror movies when I was very small. So I think the quintessential, like the moment where I was like, I love this, is a really fun story. Actually, I was 8 years old, 1988. And we were walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and there was a premiere going on. And it was actually for a movie called Night of the Demons. And this is one of my favorite movies to this day. My parents are like, let's see if we can get tickets. We were able to get tickets because it's a very low budget B movie. We go in and I'm into this movie. I don't know if you've seen this movie, Ken.
April, I was raised in a conservative Christian home. I wasn't allowed to watch The Smurfs because it was an afternoon of demons.
Oh, no. All right. Well, it has some very sexy scenes in it that are very inappropriate. It's very a hard R, okay?
Okay.
But I'm there 8 years old. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, I was into this movie. And I remember looking over at my dad. And my dad was just like, what did I take my daughters to? But I was like so happy. And there's like a very, it's like a very Alice in Wonderland-ish. So I loved that part of it. I didn't really care for like the sex stuff in it. It was just more of like, it was fun and it was cool. Sure. And like, who's this like weird gothy girl that's now a demon?
You're like, and so that's be a demon too.
Exactly. That's, I don't know, something in that moment was just like, I love this. Like, I loved being scared and happy and excited and like, what's going to happen next? So
that's the moment I want to zero in on. You're saying you loved it. You loved it. It brought joy there. So what do you get just is it more than just a dopamine hit, a rush of adrenaline off the fear? You're 8, so you're not necessarily, and I don't know what the social commentary behind Night of the Demons was, but the horror genre, as Dorina and I have talked about before, is a place where a lot of folks got to make films where they weren't allowed to make it in other genres. They got to say things they weren't maybe allowed to say in other genres. So there's important things in the horror genre. At 8, you're probably not thinking that. You're talking about love, joy, the fun of being afraid. Can you dive in more on why it works? Because I want to solve why it still is something that scares me.
I don't know, actually. But yeah, I think it is just a little bit of that fear and the unknown and just kind of being surprised as well. And then also just making your mind work a certain way where you're like, okay, what would I do in this situation? So it's all those aspects where I'm like, I put myself in like whoever, the protagonist is. And I'm like, all right. Or the antagonist. I don't know. Because we also love the baddies too. We love Art the Clown. But yeah, I don't really know what it is about me. I'm super desensitized now. So I try to crave that fear again that I get. And that a lot of movies have brought me joy, but I don't really find that initial fear that I got when I was younger and watching a movie like Night of the Demons or Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was actually trying to think when's the last time we were actually scared by a movie.
I know. It's hard. It's hard after you've watched horror movies since you were tiny.
Yeah. See, and I don't know. I grew up, as I said on the show before, I grew up a block away from my city's Elm Street. So it was like, nah, that's a hard pass on the Nightmare around the corner. But Dorita, for you, like, could you explain it at all? I mean, you're going to put a curse on me if I ask too many probing questions, but.
Ken both loves me, respects me, and fears me, and that's why we're good friends.
Absolutely.
But you know what? You're not the only one. Every friend feels like that.
And it's in the reverse order. It's like fear
me
respect,
first.
Love. Yeah.
So the thing about being Mexican, which April is half Mexican. She's a Mexican and Guatemalan, so I call her Meximala. But I grew up in Catholic traditional society, right? And so it was horror, like music, like art, is basically one of the most anti-fascist genres out there, right? And so I think, growing up and going to Catholic school and being told that you're going to hell and you're a sinner and all these things, and then watching The Exorcist, right? And watching all of these movies with demons and even, vampires like Bram Stoker's Dracula, in the early 90s. And basically a lot of those movies were mocking not God, but they were mocking, the institution of the church, right? Which is what I'm against, right? I'm not against spirituality. I'm against, any sort of like tyrants, telling you how to live and what to think. And
systems
so I
of
think
oppression. Yeah. Systems
correct,
of oppression.
which everybody's familiar with nowadays. And so, or for the last couple of decades, and so, I think that that's kind of what drew me as a kid. And it's funny because the rest of my family was like, they thought I was freaking weird, right? Even my mom taking me to like kid movies that were supposed to be horror, right? Like Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, she's like, my kid's weird. Like, why does she like this stuff? Right. But she was nice enough to take me. Right. But I was watching things like Alien, you know, when I was like 5 years old with my family, or I was watching, you know, the miniseries, It, right. With Tim Curry as the clown. Right. So a lot of this stuff, I think because my family were lovers of film, we watched everything and anything. And those are particularly like horror and sci-fi were the two genres that I was most drawn to for the reasons of, oh, these genres, I don't know, I'm too young to realize exactly what they're saying, but I like the fact that they're making me think about the world in a different way than I've been told in, you know, as I've been trying to like fall out of indoctrination from school and all this stuff.
It's like a good Frank Zappa interview where you just start to question a lot of things.
My man.
I could go on for a long time about how I was taught that Frank Zappa was, quote, weird, when really you look back, he was just asking questions they didn't want answers to. I want to start. I'm jumping around. I am on my adult ADHD journey, I believe. When you two met, how long have you known each other?
Maybe like 12 years, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, we met through Nathan.
I think a lot of people meet through Nathan, and then Nathan never leaves his apartment to see them again.
Right. That's what happens. But a friend of all of us, Eric Goldman, him and April, you've known each other for
like 25 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you both grew up here.
We both grew up here, and we met because we both had mutual love for the band No Doubt.
Right.
So, we met at a Chucky Child's Play screening at the Vista. So she was there with Nathan.
No, I was actually there with my friend Casey.
Never mind, you were there with Casey.
But who I also met through Nathan.
Okay.
And Casey's the biggest doll fan ever, and she actually has a giant Chucky. It's a whole thing. But that's where we met at the Vista, and I was like, "Who's this girl? She's into weird shit like I am too."
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you just meet people, and you're like, "I don't know, but there's something about you I like. Let's hang out."
Again, April, I can't believe we haven't met or been around each other. That's bizarre to me. This town is so small, but when Dorina and I were talking about what you both are having fun doing, it's not a brand or a business, but the Horror Hose, you all should follow them on Instagram. I'll drop the link here. A lot of fun. I was like, oh, okay, let me see what we got going on here. You both look like a pro wrestling tag team made for each other. And I was just wondering if on the day that you met, like clouds parted or dark clouds formed, and you were like this, and Dorina, you're describing it like, okay, this.
They definitely formed when we met for sure.
Yeah. We were actually just at the craft screening at Cinespia at the cemetery because we love hanging out at the cemetery, and the photo op literally was the background of the craft poster where you have the storm. And everybody was like, you guys look perfect. Like you belong in front of a storm that's constantly following you around.
Yes.
So that's how it felt when we met. Sparks flew everywhere.
Pretty much.
And by sparks, we mean demons.
Demon Sparks. Demon Sparks. I got some questions here from the audience here. I want to get to them here. Jared the Tie Pilot says, Horror Hose Q. Thoughts on the OG Hellraiser? It's my personal favorite movie. April, lead off here with your OG Hellraiser thoughts, but be kind if you don't like it because Jared's here in chat.
Of course. Hi, Jared. Thanks for your question. I enjoy the film. It's not one of my favorites. I think Pinhead is one of the best villains out there. I don't know. Should I call him a villain? I don't know. But yeah, the Cenobites are amazing. But the films, I get a little bored, if you guys know how I am. I get really impatient, but I didn't grow up watching those a whole ton. But there's some scenes in those films that have really stuck with me. Just peeling the flesh off or just being fleshless and walking around. But yeah, I mean, they're fun. I like them. Okay. I don't revisit them too often, though. But I love Pinhead. Pinhead, of course. I love him.
Jared says he's an explorer. All right, beautiful answer there, Dorina. Do you dance with the Hellraiser genre there?
I love Pinhead. I'm with April that I don't love the rest of the franchise as much, but but the first movie is one of my favorite horror movies. I actually love. One of my favorite horror, writers is Clive Barker, and so who did the entirety of Hellraiser, and he actually did the first movie, so that's probably why it's really good. But April's right to say that I think, when you're a kid and you're watching these really violently graphic body horror scenes in that movie, it stays with you. And I remember actually going to the video store back when we had video stores. And that was the scariest VHS cover that I would see.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so I love that.
What was the movie that had some sort of monster coming up from the toilet?
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies?
Yeah.
April, I didn't sleep for weeks and because we'd go to Movies to Go on Grand Avenue in Grover Beach, California, and I'd be like trying to, can we rent Pee-wee's Big Adventure again or Star Wars? And I turned the corner and there's that thing, and it absolutely.
He's cute though. The Ghoulies are nice.
There you go. I'm not Mike Joyce, right? I'm not wrong. There's a toilet, right? There's a toilet on the VHS box.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you guys miss that VHS? Like going, we talk about this a lot, just going to the video store and picking up that cover box because it looks interesting and then flipping it over and seeing the two small little stills from the movie. Like that is reading.
That's why I go to Vidiots.
Yes.
I love it.
Vidiots. Yeah. It's, and then around the corner, I don't want to dox myself too much. Producer Steve might try to find me. There's that Burbank one, the has VHS tapes to rent and everything.
Be Kind Rewind. I think.
Yes, that's the one. To your point, April, it was a world of possibilities on Friday nights, especially as you got older.
And you have to sit through it. You can't just be like, oh, I don't like this. I rented it. I'm going to sit and watch this movie, even if it sucks.
It sucks indeed. More questions. Well, this isn't really a Kingsport Cal is saying, do you want me to try, Dorina? Do you want me to try?
I would love for you to try.
Okay. Dorina, estés radiante como siempre. Estoy deseando ver el próximo Horror Host.
Very good. You actually rolled your R's a little bit too. Good job, Ken.
Okay.
Gracias, King Sports Gal. Te extrañamos y nos vemos la siguiente semana.
Okay. What did he say?
He said, you look as radiant as ever and looking forward to the next Horror Ho stream, I believe.
Okay. I just never know with Kingsport Cal. He might have said something that I couldn't take back on the show. I'm just all right. Thank you, Cal. More questions. You guys good for about another 10 minutes? I don't want to take you from any witchery tonight. We got some good questions. Jared the Type Pilot saying horror host Q. I got to say that better. Thoughts on the horror iceberg? What the hell is that? Is that a treat that I could get at 7-Eleven?
The horror iceberg. Do you know about this, April?
I have no idea what that is.
What are you talking about, Jared?
Jared, what are you talking about?
Iceberg lettuce?
The horror iceberg. Is it a internet thing that we're unaware of? Is it from an old movie that
we are elder hoes.
We are elder, indeed. Indeed. Like when people try to ask what the horror hoes are, I just say, even though I hate the term influencer, we just say we're aging Latina influencers. Yeah. Even though we eat influencers.
Yeah, you're eating influencers. Jared, you're gonna have to type your answer. If I bring the calls in, it's gonna mess up the feed tonight. So I'll have to do the calls after. But Jared, type your explanation. I have no idea what that is. Mike Joyce asks, how do you all handle your witchy energy?
Should we tell him?
It's a secret, Mike.
Let me, as someone who is, until recently engaged to a witch, April, how many candles and idols and what corner of the house freaks people out?
I don't have too many, honestly. I don't like a lot of stuff. So I don't have what corner of the house?
We not to get too, my fiance and I are no longer together, but we had there was a table and I wasn't allowed to touch it.
You mean an altar?
An altar. Yeah, an altar's the way to look at it. It was a lot of candles, a lot of things on it, a lot of spell candles that I wasn't, I just let it burn. I didn't touch it. So I just, is Frank allowed in a certain corner? Like he can't go there?
Yeah, Frank can touch wherever he wants. That's what I say. Man,
I teed that up like a pro golfer right there.
No, but April doesn't have much stuff like I do. I mean, I got my shit everywhere. Look, I got crystal here, They're everywhere. I just like the earth things,
Yeah.
but and I love incense and candles. But she's got like traditional, like Latino or Hispanic things that she does with her mom. Like you should tell them about the huevo. That's even cooler than crystals.
Do you want to know about the huevo? The egg.
Two.
So there's a thing in, I don't know if it's all Hispanic culture, but I know my mom is Mexican, and so in Mexican culture, if someone gives you like the evil eye, right? And you start feeling kind of like not right, like you get headaches, whatever, you feel fuzzy, someone can cleanse you. And so they basically do a prayer, and they'll take a raw egg, and they kind of just like rub it all around you, your whole body. And they say this prayer while they're doing this. And then they take a glass with some water, and they crack the egg, and they put it in there, and they set it aside for some hours. And then they go back and they check it. And if it turns into what looks like an eye, it means that someone gave you the evil eye, right? And evil eye basically means like someone is jealous of you, or, it's usually just bad energy that someone has transferred to you. So, and then you just flush it down the toilet, and you're like, oh, if you feel better, then yeah, great, it worked.
The ojo.
So yeah, my mom grew up doing that to my sister and I whenever we felt like that would. My mom was, she's just like, oh, you have the evil eye, you don't feel good, let me just clean you.
And it worked.
Limpia se llama.
Right? Didn't your headache go away?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not that long ago, I had her do it because I was feeling like crud, and it helped.
See, Rudy, same grandmother did it to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I'm all for it.
You got to try it, Ken.
I'll rub
try
an
it with
egg
the
all over
squirrel.
Oh, but to answer Mike, I think Mike asked, how do we handle it? We sacrifice one male every month.
Can we get volunteers as tributes? Like, how does it work? Is it a Patreon tier?
Yeah. Well, did you ever watch Hannibal with Mads Mikkelsen?
No, I get scared. I get scared on all that stuff.
You should watch it.
It's one of the best shows ever. Highly recommend. Yeah. But he would make sure to say that he ate the rude, right? So he wouldn't just eat anybody, just the rude. So that's who we sacrifice. Hey, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Hey, Claudia's here saying hi, Hobex.
Claudia did the
and her brother would do that too.
The huevo thing too.
Okay. I mean, I'm game. I don't know about watching those shows like that, Darina. Come on. Scared.
I'll hold your hand. I'll come over and hold your hand. And the squirrels.
Thank you. The squirrels are great. I got that fifth one. I got the baby squirrel now. Squirt. It's my life's changed.
Yay!
Just amazing. It's amazing. Mike Joyce. Here we go. We got Invade for Darina. Any favorite movie theaters in Mexico?
Oh wow, Mexicali, Invade. I have not been there in so long, but I did have favorites when I lived there. I can't imagine they're the same because corporations take over. But when I was a kid, there's obviously what became Cinépolis, which I think they have here in the U.S. now. But there was the Gemelos, which was the Cinemas Gemelos, and it was just two Gemelos. Translates to twins, and it was just two theaters, and they had what we called permanencia voluntaria, which is back in the day you could buy a ticket but then stay all day to watch so cool. The next movie or watch the other movie again. So I miss that because you can't do that anymore.
That's so cool.
Now you got buy a Coke for $20.
Yeah. So
Cinema Gemelos was my favorite when I was a kid for sure. And then Variedades was really old and dinky, but I still loved it. Like there was a rumor that if you went, there was bugs and rats in there. So that's kind of fun if you're watching a horror movie.
Making new friends. And April, you said growing up in Hollywood, so you got to experience the golden age of the Cinerama Dome. Any secret lower profile theaters that you got scared in?
Oh man, I think they're all gone, and I don't really remember the names. I always growing up wanted to go to the Pussycat Theater, which was an adult theater because they had such a cool sign. Yeah. There was a lot of neon down Hollywood Boulevard back in the day. Right. But yeah. I always was obsessed with that sign, and I was like, I want to go in there, and never got to. It's gone, long gone.
Long gone. All right. I guess we can all roll into the body shop and just ask if they're going to play horror movies tonight. Look at that. Oh, Frank. Sorry, I did the squirrels show up yet. No, sorry, Frank. The squirrels are in bedding time now. They go to bedding time about 6. It's coming up on 6.
Frank, you just missed it. Ken set me up to say you can touch me everywhere. And you missed it. Just wanted you to know.
I want to touch you all over. Couple more questions here. Comments. Brennan checking in, saying, Brennan Moore. Yeah, Dorina and I have had a few religious discussions. I can imagine that. I can.
Yes,
see
we
that.
have. I love talking to Brennan about that because he's one of my, he's one of the people I know. I have many friends that are religious or spiritual and that are not fascists themselves, right? And so I love talking to Brennan about that stuff.
I do too. That's all I want. Just, could you just not be a Christian nationalist? That's check by
There's
that
a
box.
difference between Christianity and Christian nationalism.
Absolutely.
Huge difference.
If only many of them could pick that out. Mike Joyce asks, this isn't a horror related question, but I know the kid's saying 6'7". Yeah, I don't know what that is yet. I know it's a thing.
You didn't watch South Park last night, Ken?
I did. I haven't. I have an apologies to everyone involved. I have not. I got it on a server waiting.
Good stuff. It was about 6'7" and Peter Thiel, so they made fun of Peter Thiel. I very much enjoyed that.
Love that. Okay. Yeah, it makes me feel old. That's fine. So Jared, because it's a picture. He's talking about the horror iceberg. It's a picture of an iceberg. The levels on it, and the lower you go, the more effed up the movies are. Just like other kind of.
So it is an internet thing. Yeah. I see. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen it, but maybe that's something we'll do on our stream.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this. That's cool.
Okay, do that. Go through the iceberg. Almost going to get you out of here. I really appreciate you both swinging by here. But we got some important questions related to the season, and then maybe I'll set you up now. Maybe an answer later. Like, what is if you had your druthers and I could sit and watch one horror movie from each of you, what would it be? For you to just, sell me on the concept and get me over my fears. But the more important question is whether you participate or not in the consumerism or the capitalistic holiday that is Halloween. What are your favorite candies? We've been celebrating favorite candies all month here. Dorina?
I'm a candy corn hoe.
That's why we're friends.
I love that candy corn. It's so bad for your teeth, but I do not care. I eat it all of October.
I feel like my teeth are melting whenever I eat those. I can eat a couple, but I'm a Reese's cup.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate and peanut butter. I love those.
Yes, she does. You're like E.T.
Yes.
Love that. Okay. You both have won with those answers. I get so much scorn for candy corn every year. I have to defend it.
I know. There's so many haters. I don't get it.
It is, but
that just means more for you guys.
That's true.
So there's that.
Yeah. The only ones I don't like are I tried the Thanksgiving flavored ones, and that was a bridge too far.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but the Reese's. Yeah, see, we got Claudia. We're gonna have to jump Claudia in an alleyway and teach her a lesson. She says, "Dude."
Okay, here's the thing about Claudia is that we love her, but she also hates Phil Collins. So
that took a turn. Yeah. Claudia, why do you hate Phil Collins? What did he ever do to you? There we go. Yeah, $100,000, all those there. Okay, cool. All right, before I let you out of here, one horror film that you wish I could watch and would try to make me watch. There's a running joke here where people try to convince me to watch things that I just don't watch because I don't watch things anymore. My life has fallen apart. But Dorina, what is your choice?
So this is a movie that you can handle, or a movie that you maybe couldn't handle, you'd be too scared, and I wish you would watch. Either
or. More of the I wish you would watch. Not that you're like trying to fuck me up or like, well, I'm gonna give you the scariest thing, but like you're like, no, I love this film and I wish you could appreciate it with me.
I see what you're saying. I have two.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that came to mind is I would like you to sit with me and be a little scared. And that's a movie called The Descent.
We don't have to watch a movie for that to happen, Dorina.
That's true. But I would like to sit with you and see your reaction to this movie. Okay. It's a slow build, slow burn type of movie with a bunch of girls that go spelunking. So it's a little claustrophobic. Yeah. There's some stuff that happens when they're down there, some things or creatures that show up. Mm-hmm. I enjoy that. And then just for fun, I would like to show you like a horror comedy or a cheesy 80s movies that's not scary. And I think that you would just enjoy because you are from our time and we love 80s and 90s movies. So one of my favorite movies of all time is Fright Night with Mr. Chris Sarandon, as in, Princess Bride and Jack Skellington fame. And he plays this very sexy 80s vampire that wears a sweater turtleneck. And I feel like nobody else can pull that off. Banger soundtrack, I think you would very much enjoy that silly movie.
Okay. I'll give it a shot as long as there's not any open mouth kissing and I have to repent. Those are great answers. Yeah, the Descent one, I've had that movie described to me before. I don't even need to get to the scary stuff. Just going down into the earth like that would freak me out.
Yeah.
But,
I'm super claustrophobic, so that was really hard to watch in the theater for me.
Yeah. I didn't think I was, and then I got stuck in a top bunk on an Amtrak train.
Oh no!
Like, oh, this is like a coffin. And I've been dealing with it ever since.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, right. I hope
Scarier than any horror movie.
It is. I hope I don't ever have to do an MRI. April, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you here. Hopefully we get to do it in person. But what's a movie or two, since Darina set the standard for cheating on the test?
I will go with, you do know who Freddy Krueger is, right? So his whole franchise, I think all of them are fantastic. I would just go to 3. It's called Dream Warriors. And just because he kind of like the visuals in that, he starts getting a little silly and funny in that, where the first one, he's kind of a little bit more serious and they introduce him. I think Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 is what I'm going to go for. And Patricia Arquette's in it. There's, it takes place in like these young adolescents that are having basically like troubles in their lives. So they're, what is that called? Like
it's basically like a mental health institution.
Yes.
For kids.
And
shot in LA.
Yeah, and Freddie starts, infiltrating their dreams, and it's just really good. There's a lot of good deaths in it, and then there's some funny jokes in it, and there's good rockin' soundtrack. Dawkins does a song in it,
right?
Dawkins.
We are the Dream Warriors.
What about George Lynch and the Lynch Mob? Is he anywhere? It's amazing. And I love that you both mentioned music, and that's one of the reasons Drina and I are good friends for life over a love of music. So
yeah, she was telling me.
Yeah,
I love that.
Absolutely. You both are great. I'm going to drop in chat for those watching. If you haven't followed these two fine brujas on the old Instagram, please do it. Don't call it a brand. Don't call it a business. Don't call it a comeback. They were always here. Horror Hose, April, Darina. Absolute pleasure. I can't wait to get frightened with both of you soon.
Yes.
Thank you for having us, Ken.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Let's get some candy together. See you, friends. All right. Love that. A lot of fun. Producer Steve. I think every one of those movies would scare me.
I think they would all scare you too. I think they'd all scare me probably as well.
Why are we two little wimpy boys?
I don't know. I was really afraid of the dark as a kid, and I think it all just stemmed from that.
And you're afraid of emotions.
No, I'm afraid of music giving me emotions. It's a different thing, Ken. God, stop putting feelings in my mouth. That sounds dirty. I do agree with you on candy corn though. I have a huge sweet tooth, so I'm a big candy corn guy. But here, I'll see your candy corn, and I raise you the little candy pumpkins because it's literally the same thing. It's just it's just a bigger chunk.
It's concentrated, right? It's like it's a bigger just shot to your mouth. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. We're gonna do some sports here. Some NFL picks, catch up. I gotta write down. Where are my picks? I know we figured this out on Monday, but I gotta pull it up. We also got some science with Dr. Addy. I appreciate Dr. Addy being patient and hanging around with us here. And Jared, who will come on, probably yell at me for not bringing him on the show. But I couldn't take calls. Steve and I was Steve witnessed it. I was trying to figure it all out before. Yeah. And I couldn't take calls with the guests. We'll get that fixed out. All right. Steve, looking over at sports, the Dodgers are playing right now. You know what I did this week, Steve? I actually went to a bar and watched every pitch of Game 2 of the NLCS.
Wow. Good for you. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched every pitch of a baseball game probably since I was in college.
I mean, I love the sport. I can't remember the last time I did that. But my friend Jason and I, he's a big Dodger fan, and we're out for our little Tuesday walk. And I was like, you know what? We should go. We're both a little broke and depressed. Let's go pool our resources and go get a beer and a hamburger and watch a game. He was like, yeah. So we went to a local bar in Burbank, and it was a lot of fun. And it was a Dodger heavy bar. And so with every pitch, with every run, every home run, the entire bar started cheering and doing the "Let's Go Dodgers." And even this Yankee fan found it inspiring.
Yeah, and I have to stick up for my buddy who's a Brewer fan, and he sent me this note to actually direct specifically at Brady in the chat. that the Dodgers starting pitcher in Game 2 makes more than the entire Brewers rotation. So
really,
that's the level, that's the playing field we're at.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, you got it is like watching the Death Star play baseball. That is just how I think of the Dodgers.
Look, as a Yankee fan who's had to deal with that for most of his fandom, with our payroll, it's nice to see the Dodgers.
But the thing with the Yankees was like, here's the thing, Ken. Like, this isn't. I don't think this is hyperbole. The Yankees weren't even this overwhelming when it came to percentage of salary, like having all of the guys. Like, they literally just have everybody but Trout at this point, and it's even like that's even like how good do we even think Trout is still?
This is a good talking about. This is our sports talk radio section of the show. I used to always get bitter of people say the Yankees are buying the championships, and I get this. 99, 2000, they started loading up like, we want Clemens, let's go get Clemens. Let's go. I get it. The 96 team, as we talked about here with Brady recently, not that. The 98 team, not that. But also, like, the most you can say of the 98 team, they picked up Knobloch, and that's and they started getting into that pattern of. So I get get it, but they started losing. The more bloated their salary got, by mid 2000s they were a great team that sucked because it wasn't a team. So, but the Dodgers, the fear is if they win here this year, you do have to start. I really think you have to start looking at what's going on, and is it tenable?
And here the difference is those mid 90s, late 90s Yankees teams, the things that we all think of that, like throwing money at the thing. Sure. A couple $100 million. It was a huge deal when A-Rod got $200 million. It was, I think, from the Rangers, and then going to the Yankees afterwards. So I mean, there's a difference between that and Ohtani getting $700 million and part of it getting deferred and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, even that, when you look at inflation and all of that, this is still another level of like, plus the deferred money is just a whole nother level of like, okay, how are we okay with all of this? I don't know. That's a whole nother like sweaty debate into how you're getting into the financials of baseball. But it's just, if the Dodgers don't win, it's going to be a huge indictment on how do you spend all that money and not win. But anyway,
they're damned with the dude, damned. And I like the team. I like the players. I am a fan of Ohtani. I love watching him play.
He's incredible to watch play.
Yeah. I get it, and there's no rules. I don't think they're cheating, the deferred thing, but the deferred thing's not new. In fact, the most famous defer of all is Bobby Bonilla, that we celebrate that day every year.
Right.
It's interesting, and the Brewers, I do like. I think I like what Dave Roberts was saying, where he's like, let's not say they're the small little working man team. They had the best record. They had the most wins in baseball. They know what they're doing, but the numbers. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not rooting against the Dodgers.
Well, I mean, I'm rooting for the Mariners regardless. So that's that's who I want to win anyway, just because that team is fun. When you have a player whose name is Big Dumper, and like we're getting behind him because he has a giant ass, I absolutely want that team to win. So
that guy's good. And this catcher that hits 60 home runs that comes out of nowhere, they're the only team to not get to the World Series, right? They're the last remaining.
Right, and I remember
Rockies too. No, the Rockies got to the World Series. Yes.
No, that 2000 Mariner team is like the equivalent of like greatest team that didn't do the thing, like that couldn't pull it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That was.
I remember. I remember that team. I remember Dave Justice's home run in Seattle. I remember that series. Absolutely.
Was that the Subway Series year?
Yep.
Did it end up being the Subway Series year? Yeah.
Absolutely was. All right. So there you go. I don't know what the update is. Is there an update on the game here? If no one wants to be spoiled.
I had the foosball on my side. I can check the.
Oh, who's playing tonight?
The Steelers are playing the Bengals. The Steelers are up 10-0 right now.
We might end the show now. I want to go watch that.
So the Dodgers won 3-1 today, and the Mariners are up 1-0 right now in the second inning.
Oh wow! Sorry, Brewer fans. Let's look at some NFL picks, Steve. We got another big week. My coach is still coaching. Last night on my Madden franchise, I won my second Super Bowl in 2 years in 3 seasons with the Dolphins. And to get to the Super Bowl, we beat the Chargers in the championship game, and I to me, it was like that exercised the demons of this past weekend for me as a Dolphin fan.
Did they still have Justin Herbert in your franchise mode? Was Justin Herbert still on the Chargers?
Actually, he was. He's probably about
Okay,
38. Good. He's about 38 now, but he's good. He's good. Let's look at some NFL picks here. And I am 16-14 going into this week. Had a okay 2-3 showing last week. Big games this week. Let's go first with this one here. We got the Rams.
The Rams are at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The theme of this week, Ken, are home dogs. So the Jags are a 3-point underdog at home against the Rams. Both teams were considered. The Jags have been caught / up and down, but the Jags are overachieving compared to this year. People thought they were in trouble, and they're playing kind of well.
They are, and I rode them to a victory. No, I didn't. They actually disappointed me last week, huh?
Yeah, they slipped up last week, but they've been performing better than people expected, especially with all the questions around whether or not Trevor Lawrence was still good, Trevor Etienne was still good. They still don't really know how to use Travis Hunter, their first round pick, who plays on both sides of the ball. But there is potential there.
And I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm taking the Jaguars at home to win. Taking the Jaguars at home.
The Jags at home.
I was gonna get a little. Points. Yeah, I was going to get a little fancy and say, hey, they'd lose but stay close. But no, I think they're going to have another surprise week. So there you go. Next big game, we got the Falcons heading to San Francisco. Michael Penix Jr., my backup franchise fantasy quarterback. He's having an okay season. What's the stats and stories on this one, Steve?
So, yeah, the Falcons are another one of those weird teams. Looked really bad at the start, have looked a little bit better as of late. The San Francisco 49ers are still a mash unit, but they are 4-2. They've played really well, all things considered. I think we're still going to see Mac Jones this week. I'm not sure, actually, if Jones or Purdy is going to play. I think it's still Mac Jones, but the Niners still have a lot of other injuries, but still a good team, good coach, and the Falcons, people aren't really sure where they're at yet, but a 1.5 point spread for the Niners at home is not a lot, so that's a tough game.
That's a tough game, and San Francisco has dealt with a lot of injuries. 898 for him, and chat reporting that Kittle might be coming back. I'm going to go with my gut here, and my gut is saying tacos and the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons to win on the road.
Taking the Falcons. All righty.
All right, and then we're going to go to this is why Mark Ellis is not going to want to return any texts this week from me. Washington traveling to the kingdom of Jerry Jones, but the Cowboys are a dog at home.
Another home dog. Yeah, the Cowboys, after having a hell of a stinker last week at Carolina, they are coming back to Dallas, playing Washington team that is getting healthier, but they still don't have Scary Terry. Debo, I think, is set to play, but is questionable. But Washington is, one of those teams where if you got Jaden Daniels, I think you've got a chance no matter who you're playing, if that defense can show up.
I am going with the Commies. I'm going with the Commanders, and that is the Mark Ellis Winston Marshall Bowl right here. And if Claudia is still around, Claudia is a Cowboy fan as well. But I'm going Commanders. Sorry, Cowboys. Sorry, Jerry Jones.
All righty.
2 more games left here, and this is where it gets tough. We've got the Vikings at home with the Eagles. Your Eagles, and the Vikings are a dog at home, like you said. It's the dog at home weekend. 2.5. How? No, don't sway me here, but just as an Eagles fan, where's your heart and soul right now? Not with the result, but just as a fan, how you feeling it?
I'm not feeling great at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. Things are not great. I feel like very much like I did last year after the Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into their bye week, and I wanted to fire Nick Sirianni into the sun, and I calculated that if he traveled to the sun, Ken, at the speed of Apollo 13 going to the moon, he would get there about 8 months later. Luckily, 6 months later, he won the Super Bowl. All was forgiven. So I'm hoping we have that kind of a turnaround this year with getting the offense together. It's inexcusable at this point that we have Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and nobody can get them the damn ball. The defense is a little hurt. Other than that, the interesting thing behind this game is Carson Wentz will play the Eagles again. I think, will be the second time he started against the Eagles. He played them when he was a Commander, and the Eagles won in Washington. J.J. McCarthy was practicing, I think, this week, but I think Wentz is still expected to go. So,
okay. I feel
if the Eagles defense shows up, they should win this game.
and I need them on my fantasy team to do that. And I need AJ Brown to catch more than 3 balls. Look, Steve, you've had a busy stretch of life, and things are, going good in the home front. But I feel your exhaustion. I really appreciate you being here. Appreciate your wife letting you, working with you on your schedule to be here. I want nothing but the best for you and yours. I'm going to go Eagles here, Steve. I'm going Eagles.
I appreciate that.
Straight away.
Ken, that means a lot to me. I'll tell the wife of your appreciation.
Yeah, but please refer to her as capital T, capital H, the wife. All right, just that always works.
Or just that, or just call her boss. That's what I usually do. But
yeah, all right.
No, she's the queen.
Final game. Oh boy, Miami Dolphins traveling to Cleveland. The Browns are favored, 2.5. But Steve, you threw in weather condition alerts for me.
This is going to be this is either going to be the worst or one of the most entertaining football games to watch ever, Ken. So unfortunately, your Dolphins are not, the Browns are not one of the home dogs this week. Somehow your Dolphins are not favored in Cleveland. Both of these teams, I think, are 1-5. Both of these teams are 1-5. And they are expecting 60-mile-an-hour winds and heavy downpour rain in Cleveland for this game. So this is going to be an absolute shit show, and I am so here for it.
Have you played a lot of Madden 26 this year?
I have. I've played a good amount of it.
So they really kind of improved the weather, I think, where they made it a little more variable. And I have played in 2 games, one in Miami and then one, I think it was in Buffalo, where you couldn't even see the video game screen. The one in Miami, it was raining. It was like, right. I know that happens in Miami, but it was like, this isn't like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald song. Like, this isn't like an oil tankers going down weather in Miami. But I could not even, on my video game, could not even see the screen. Like, you had to, it's like the fog bowl from '88. And then in the Buffalo game, the snow, like, you couldn't even see the line. You couldn't see and my Dolphins were in white uniforms, and I couldn't see. Like, it was a mess. So good job, video game. Can't wait to the Saudis buy you. But do you remember when the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers played a Monday night game in such a storm that the field was a mud bog, and there was a famous punt that just landed right in the ground and didn't move? Remember that game?
Yeah,
it was, the Steelers won 3-0.
It was like a golf ball getting stuck. Yep. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah.
We're gonna have that again. I actually love Mike McDaniel. I actually think he's a good dude. I think he could be a good coach. He's a great coordinator, maybe for another team. He's lost this team. Tua's lost the locker room. We're a mess, man. We're a mess. We're gonna go to Cleveland and we are gonna get swept away in a 6-3 ball game. I'm going Browns.
If you lose 6-3, then that works because the Cleveland's got to cover by 2.5. So we're taking Cleveland. Is that what we're saying?
I'm taking Cleveland to win 6-3. Right. You do with that what you will.
Okay. Man, I swear to God, if the 2 times that you take the Dolphins, because you took the last time you took, if they do this to you again,
I know. I can't even bet right with them.
Quick recap. We're taking the Jags at home against the Rams. You're taking the Eagles against the Vikings. You're taking Washington at Dallas, Atlanta at San Francisco, and the Cleveland Browns against your Miami Dolphins.
Oh, there you go. All right. Thank you, Steve. Let's go to some science. Are you ready for some science?
Let's do some science.
Let's do some science. Dr. Addie's here. She is going to teach us about the Nobel Peace Prize? Not the Peace Prize, but other Nobel Prizes. Hey, Dr. Addie.
Hi, Ken.
You have a theme song now. You didn't even know.
I do have a theme song now. It's better than theme songs I've had in the past.
Okay. There's a lot of pain in that statement you just said. A lot of pain there. Thanks for waiting.
Days, Ken. I was made to feel incredibly old tonight, so.
By us or just society?
By my students.
What did they do?
I found out that they were born the year Steve Irwin died.
Oh, no. Yeah. Uh-oh.
And I was not okay. I was like, you all need to leave.
There are those little markers. Those markers along the way. Well, I appreciate you being patient as we switch the order of the show tonight. And planning to have more guests like that during in April. Not just horror hose guests, but I'm planning to get more guests in. So I appreciate you all kind of working with me on that. But Addie, take us through your science lesson for tonight.
All right. So last week was Nobel week. So the Nobel Committee in Stockholm handed out the Nobel Prizes to the various things that Nobel Prizes get handed out for. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the two most directly science-related prizes, the Chemistry Prize and the Physics Prize.
All right. I got the graphics loaded. You tell me which one you want me to hit.
Let's go with chemistry first. Admittedly, I understand the chemistry one a little bit better. So, Susumu Kitagawa, Richard Robson, and Omar Yagi were awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry last week for their work in metal organic, or sometimes better referred to as organometallic frameworks. What those are, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, are when you take metals, that's where we get the metal part of it. So a metal, most chemical elements are metals. Fun fact.
Yes. Like it.
It's not just the metals you think of when you think of like a metal, iron, gold, silver, all of that. Like most chemical elements are metals. And what they did was these three men, through their different scientific research that dates all the way back to the 80s, found ways to link metals with organic molecules. This was not something that happened a lot. Usually metals bond with non-metals and you get salts, like sodium chloride, like table salt. Putting them with these organic linkers led to them having really interesting structures that are almost like cages or sponges. A lot of people refer to organometallic frameworks as molecular sponges, and they have had a lot of different uses in trapping chemicals within them. And one of their most practical applications that people are most excited about is that this is the thing that will be used if we ever do like carbon capture to get CO2 back out of the atmosphere. It'll be done with organometallic frameworks.
So this could help us survive?
This could help us survive.
Oh, okay. I like this a lot. Give them all the prizes. Give them that little penny up there. Give them the penny.
They all got their pennies.
They got the penny?
They got their penny.
When they hand these out, Addie, like honestly, like is it an event with a cash bar? Like what's going on here? Is this just the greatest science party in the world? I want to know these things.
So it's not the greatest science party in the world because they hand out Nobel Prizes in literature and other things as well.
Okay.
It is a ceremony. They get to give speeches. So the little penny is actually a medal that they are awarded. I have seen one of those in sort of real life. I saw one. I know somebody who has the Nobel medal of someone who died. So I saw it on.
They pried it off their cold dead body when in a shootout. What? How does that? Or there's hand it down?
It was a gift from the widow.
Okay, that's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah. I made it ugly, but that was sweet.
But it actually is a medal, so it's it's a fair size, but it does look like a penny. I
love that. So that's the chemistry team.
That is the chemistry team. So the physics team, I admittedly know a lot less. But John Clark, Michel Devereaux, and John Martinez were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their work in quantum mechanics and quantum tunneling. I'm going to do my best to try and explain this using the little cartoon that the Nobel Prize Twitter account put out to help us all.
God help us all. Yeah, okay.
When you throw a tennis ball at the wall, you expect that tennis ball to bounce back at you.
Yes.
In quantum mechanics, which is the understanding of how things work at an atomic level and even smaller, there's this phenomenon known as quantum tunneling, where every once in a while the ball goes through the wall.
What do you mean every once in a while? By accident?
No, based on the properties of the ball.
Okay. Okay.
This most commonly happens with electrons, which is what makes most electronics possible. That's where we get the word. So the basic takeaway of this is that understanding quantum tunneling and therefore exploiting quantum tunneling has made the modern electronics and computers and cell phones and all of that we have possible.
So, okay. But how does that relate to a tennis ball going through a wall like it's a David Copperfield magic special?
That is the best analogy that we have for something that is happening at a microscopic level that is happening at a macroscopic level.
Okay.
I guess think of it like a net, right? Or like a tennis racket. There's a
Mm.
chance it could go through, or there's a chance it could like bounce off the little grid of the tennis racket.
Okay.
That's our simple monkey brain can figure
All-
that out, right, Ken?
Yeah, this is all I'm saying is Dr. Addy has introduced something spectacular into my brain. And now I can only think of throwing tennis balls through walls.
I maybe shouldn't have used there's a chance it could. It's that you expect it to bounce back, and what if it didn't? It's not necessarily that there's a chance. It's just that it goes through the wall instead.
Okay. 898-4M has spent American dollars to say, Ken, it's super tiny. Things don't work the same.
And
Giggity.
8984M is incredibly correct. This is part of the whole thing that like quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is one of the only C's I got in college.
You know, I'll tell you, and we can come back to this graphic in detail. Yeah, the moment you throw quantum into things, my mind goes away. Like I did a paper for Y-Files on the holographic universe theory, and it was getting into quantum stuff. And my friend Matt Key, he loves this stuff. He sent me papers of research. And I was just like, this is all superhero shit. Like, I don't believe it. Like, I just don't believe that it exists. And so that's why I'm impressed with what these three prize winners have done here.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things where like, I understand that I chose to explain both the Nobel Prize in chemistry and the Nobel Prize in physics. No one made me do this. But as soon as I started reading what the Nobel Prize in physics was for, I was like, oh, damn.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But congratulations to those two guys and Larry David for winning that award. That is right. It's come on, pretty good. So how do you I've grown up. Sorry, the dog is in my arms, everybody, because she's doing her dinner bark now. I've grown up, obviously, like everyone, knowing of the Nobel Peace Prizes, the more popular of the Nobels. But Addie, like, how do we get you eligible? How do you win one of these?
Well, first of all, I will point out that in both cases, the research that these teams were doing was in the 80s, and they are now winning the Nobel Prize.
Holy crap. Like, so, okay, we got to get you started now.
There is a small amount of like, oh, you did a thing that turned out to be very important and was the like the groundwork for all of these important things that came after.
Right. By the way, I love having serious science conversations with a 5-pound chihuahua looking the hell out of my face. Okay.
Like, there is that aspect of it where, like, now that we understand how important organometallic frameworks and quantum tunneling is, we are going to give the Nobel Prize to the founders of that. There are also instances where the Nobel Prize has gone to people who have made very important discoveries that have, for lack of a better word, saved humanity. So, for example, in the 1990s, maybe late 80s, the team who discovered why there was a hole in the ozone layer won the Nobel Prize in chemistry.
We needed them. Yeah. Okay.
We needed that. Yeah.
Like, I know the false prophet president was campaigning for his Nobel Peace Prize that he didn't win.
Peace Prize is different.
Yeah.
The Peace Prize, I think, has different criteria. Different committees select these winners.
Okay. All right. I want to get you an award.
I appreciate that, Ken. The level of science that I do not do anything at a level that is ever going to win me a Nobel Prize, but I appreciate that. Now, if we can get me to a level where I can be on Dancing with the Stars, that's my goal.
Okay.
I
All
would
right.
really like to be famous enough to be a contestant on Dancing with the Stars.
What co-dancer? Who's your dancer? I don't know anyone. You can say a name and I'll just nod.
My favorite male pros who are still doing it have to be Mark Ballas and Val Sherkovsky.
Oh, okay. Steve, do
Although
those names resonate with you?
I mean,
one
obviously.
of Taylor Swift's backup dancers is now a pro on Dancing with the Stars, so I might have to go with him just because then it might mean I get to meet Taylor Swift.
No, I think
that's
that's
back to mother.
It does come
Always
back to
comes
mother.
back to mother, Steve. I want to see that 12-minute video.
I love that. Addie, I appreciate you waiting on science and taking us through this there. It's important stuff. It's literally saving the world, those teams.
Thank you, Ken. Like I said, I wanted to do this last week, but I teach a lab on Thursdays, and it has gone at least a half an hour over every week we've done it. And it's a 4-hour lab.
Well, if only the professor would shut it down early. Okay. There we go. There we go. Addie, thank you. Thank you. Franny, say thank you.
I think you need to go get tacos and then give that dog something.
She's already had her dinner. All right. Thank you, Dr. Addie. Jared's called in. We're gonna get a call from Jared here. I'm not gonna ignore Jared. I'd like to. No, I'm kidding.
That just makes me think, Ken, of think of the Nobel Prize Committee. They get all those people, those really smart people, to go to a hotel conference kind of a thing. Okay. Yeah. I would absolutely crush it at that hotel bar. Just saying. The night of the Peace Prize, everyone's hanging out at the hotel bar before they go back up. It's all these just nerds sitting at the bar. Blah, blah, blah. I would just get in there and be like, hey, the Titans are 2.5-point dogs here at home. But I would hold
you and I went to because we're the dumb guys at the end of the bar. I'm a little more dumb than you, but I went to the same thing, like nuts to the Peace Prize. I want to be in the Radisson in lobby bar with Larry David scientists being I won the award, shots for everyone. That's what I want. They deserve this fun. They work hard. They're in labs all day. I want them dancing on tabletops while we cheer them on.
I want to see that guy get hammered and bitch about the Mets for an hour and a half. You know what I mean? While he's got a Nobel Peace Prize hanging from his neck. That would be amazing.
All right, let's take a call from Jared, the TIE pilot. Let's do this here because clearly this dog wants to go get her second dinner. Jared, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing great. This is my life now.
I mean, hey, you needed that cleaning.
I did. You want to say something to Jared? Yeah, okay. You're gonna get your dinner.
No, she's.
You want munch? Oh. That's our dinner word. You want munch? Yeah, you get your munch. Okay.
Oh, now Jared, you got it going.
Thanks for waiting. But what's on your mind?
Of course. We'll make it quick tonight. You and Steve, what's your Mount Rushmore of noodle?
My Mount Rushmore of noodle?
Yep. So I'd have to go fettuccine, gnocchi, bow ties, and I don't know what it's called, but Brady can help me in chat. It's the noodles that they put in soup for for pho or fa.
Mm-hmm.
Pho. Those noodles.
I mean, mostly my answer is 99-cent spaghetti from the grocery outlet. that's what I have lived off of for 25 years. But I do enjoy a chow mein noodle. What's in the chow mein, whatever that is. I don't want to lean on Brady here. That's problematic that we're doing that, but I like that.
Okay,
Steve?
I got. So is a Mount Rushmore 4 or 5?
4.
Oh yeah. Okay.
4?
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
All right. Spaghetti,
All right.
that and that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spaghetti, and they're not in any order. Spaghetti, penne, shell, bow tie.
Oh yeah, shell. I like a good mac and cheese, but in shell form. It turns me into a happy 12-year-old.
I was gonna say, outside looking in, the A from the SpaghettiOs.
Oh yeah, can SpaghettiOs be on the mountain there, Jared?
I mean, why not? They are their own category.
I love that. There. All right, beautiful. Great question, great answer. We're gonna do some Game of Thrones next week. Haven't even had a chance to talk about the little trailer there for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but it looks good. I'm excited. And that's good. Jared, thank you, my friend.
Of course, you go take care of Franny. She needs it.
I gotta do something here. There we go. We're out of here. Oh, that's not the person I wanted. That's so. Get out of here. I did.
Hi, Jared.
I wanted to cut you from the show. Steve, thanks for being here. We're wrapping up. I'll be back for Silly Saturdays. I don't know what will be planned. I'll try to do, someone on my I did the clip out of the buzzball thing, and someone was like nice, but they were really condescending. They're like, there's some guy on here that did 8 of them, so your struggle through 2 is really cute. Like, motherfucker, I'll outdrink all of you. With the buzz balls, but I only had 2. Like, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do the pineapple buzz balls. But
some people just don't get the game, Ken. They just don't know how to play the game. It's okay.
I also wanted to comment. Hey, jack off. It was a bit. Like, calm down.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's a bit. Do you know what it is? Do you know what a bit is?
Yeah, we're making music here, baby. Come on, like
we're making music.
But No, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Continue.
I have the Blathering Gaming returning this weekend. We're looking to start tomorrow evening. And maybe a bonus stream over the weekend. You know what I got to do when I sit and watch the football game? I got to fix those graphics up on the old YouTube channel. I have them. We'll do that. Also, didn't get to acknowledge it. It's also boring. Making some adjustments to my Patreon page, and I realized I've offered this executive producer tier. There used to be the ability on Patreon to offer a one-time payment. This is like a service. So right now it's set for monthly, which is incorrect. So I'm maybe fixing all that. If anyone's interested in some consulting, coaching on broadcasting and podcasting, I'm going to be offering that through my website unofficially until I can build it into something a little more official. So bear with me if you're on the Patreon page and you're like, what the hell is this thing? Is this guy trying to bilk us? No, I'm just working on some stuff. So there you go. I felt guilty about that. Kingsport Cow says I could easily outdrink you. Cal, I have no doubts about that. Steve, thanks for being here, buddy. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it, as always.
Bye, everybody. Bye.